What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I got lipstick on my face. Hey, what's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I'm sorry. I thought I had scheduled the live for 6:30. I scheduled it for 6:20. So my bad. I thought I had scheduled it for. I came into the studio and I was like, "Why everybody here?" I said, "Everybody here early." My bad, y'all. My apologies. Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope everybody is well. I hope you guys are doing well today. Now listen. Oh shoot. Daggone it. Well, I ain't put it in the There's been some changes to the lineup. I meant to change the ad that we were going to talk about TJ and Amy, because on Friday when we did our live on Friday, literally as soon as I got off the live, Ebby had sent me the article that was saying that they were officially fired. So, baby, they have been fired, honey. They have been fired. TJ Holmes and Amy Robach down to the Good Morning America ABC. They are officially fired. So I guess whatever that lawsuit was that we were debating about on Friday, I guess it's coming. So we will see you. Call me. Yeah, Danny. Give me a call tomorrow, babes. So we will see that. Okay. Let me say hi to everybody. And then we're gonna get to the what's up, Pam? What's up, girl? Hey Tan, what's up? Mia, what's old school? Hey, Demille Morgan, what's going on? Mystic Rain, Amir, yes, Danny. Hey Yana, what's going on? Pam, hey, I already spoke to Pam. Hey, Miss Kiki, Bossy Don Diva, yes, that's Dark Liquor Cam, what's going on? Hey, Sharice. And listen, so first of all, there's 70 people already in here. So please, if you have not already done so, please hit the like button. It is much appreciated. Um, for my members, please make sure to check out. I did just upload a members only video. It's quick. It's like a 9-minute video, but it is giving you guys some updates on some stuff that I have coming up. Giving you an update on the merch and stuff like that. So check that out. Check that out. Hey Zara, what's up? Hey my flower. Hey everybody. So that is what's going on. Now we don't have a lot to talk about today. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all. That's probably a good thing that it wasn't a whole lot of rigmarole going on this weekend, at least not to my knowledge. But we're gonna go through what we have. Okay. First of all, my mods. Hey, what's up, Miss T Trisha? How you doing? How you doing, my love? My mods, I need y'all, Danny. I need you with me on this one. Um, Follow my lead on this one, Miss Danny. So I need to give a shout out to listen, it's been all the found well, not all, but for the D9, for those of my members who are members of D9, or D9 affiliates, okay. We had Kappa Alpha Psi Founders Day the week before last. I think I said it, but if I didn't, I may have neglected to say it. But on Friday we had Founders Day for Delta Sigma Theta. Danny, can you drop some red and white hearts in the chat? I know it's crimson and cream for both of those organizations, but we ain't got crimson and cream hearts. We got red and white hearts. So drop some red and white hearts for me, please, Danny. Today is Founders Day for Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Danny, can you please drop some pink and green hearts for me? And tomorrow is Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated Founders Day. So can you drop some blue and white hearts for me? And I want to give a special shout out because Quintessential, who has been one of my day ones, is a member of Zeta Phi Beta. She is one of my day ones. And so I want to give a shout outs. Special shout out to the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Y'all know my niece is a member, and one of my mods is also a member. If she wants to identify herself, she can, but I ain't going to identify her for y'all. And y'all know how I feel about the Reds. So shout out to all of those ladies. I want to give a special congratulations and shout out to Erica Campbell, gospel star Erica Campbell, one half of Mary Mary. Allison Felix, Olympic gold medalist, track star. Patti LaBelle, I don't need to introduce Patti LaBelle. Lisa Blunt, Rochester. They became honorary members of Alpha Kappa Alpha today. Well, it was announced today. And so a special shout out to to those ladies. Okay. All right. Woo. 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 Got them church announcements out the way, honey. Okay. Lord have mercy. All right, y'all. Ooh, got them out the way. Okay. Today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. He would have been 92 today, I believe, had he lived to see the day. The picture that is in my thumbnail is actually one of my favorite pictures. My favorite picture of Martin Luther King is a picture of him standing in a phone booth with his fedora tipped with smoking a cigarette. That is actually my favorite picture of him because I really like people to understand and see that he was a regular person. Yes, he was an icon. Yes, yeah. But he was a regular guy. So there's a picture of him playing pool on my thumbnail, which is actually one of my favorite pictures. And I encourage you all, if you only know the Martin Luther King that was taught to us when we were in elementary school, I encourage you to go out and something's wrong, y'all. I can't see my comments. Okay, listen. If I'm not responding, it's because I don't see. I know stream y'all be playing sometimes, so I do not see the comments. They're not moving. So if anybody is saying anything, I'm apologize. What's up? What's up, Mims? How you doing, my love? How you doing? So there's actually a book written. I don't have the name of it in front of me. Written by Tavis Smiley. Now, Tavis Smiley is not one of my favorite people these days, but he wrote a book on the last years of Martin Luther King. And I implore all of you guys to go out and read it, find the cliff notes, find a podcast, get it on Audibles, whatever. But okay, I see it now, Danny. Okay, maybe the chat's just moving slow, child. Maybe y'all just ain't saying nothing. Okay, yeah, I can see that, Danny. I can see that. But I implore you guys, because there's more to Martin Luther King than I Have a Dream and nonviolence. As a matter of fact, quiet as it's kept, loud as it is, Martin Luther King was not that nonviolent. Okay, that I told you guys that I a few years ago I had the pleasure of attending a month-long program at Duke University, which dealt with the civil rights movement from the grassroots, and I was able to meet a lot of civil rights icons, people you only read about in books. Y'all know, for a nerd like myself, I was here for it. And they told the stories of Martin Luther King and how many guns he had in his house, and how when you went into his house, you had to actually ask before you sat down, because you might be sitting down on a loaded weapon. So please, okay. But I implore you guys to do that, because again, it's just so much more to him than that. Okay. Hey, Miss Mom G3. Were Mika Brinsky and Joe Scarborough divorced when they started dating? I don't know. I know they were smart enough not to let nobody else know if they weren't. But I don't know. I do not know. I know that they were both, when I first started watching Morning Joe, which was around 2006, 2007, around that time period. Or was it 2009? But in the early 2000s, let me just put it around that time period. I know they were both still married. That I know. And then you fast forward to 2000 and maybe 16, 17. Around 2016, 17 is when I think I found out they were dating. So when I first started watching Morning Joe, they were not separated or divorced. They were both very much married to other people. Yeah. Thank you, Danny. That's it right there. Death of a King, the real story of Dr. Martin Luther King, his final year. Thank you. Katori Hall wrote a amazing play about Martin Luther King called The Mountaintop. Checking out. Where can they find the BBD TV? Is it like on Hulu or Roku or something? Where can they find it? Is it like on YouTube? Let me know where they can find it, please. Because thank you. I want to see it as well. They kept it right. They did a good job of keeping it. No, we just got started, Abby. As the people in my comments say, it take me too long to get to the point, child. They tell me it take me too long to get to the point. I turned out Really B's comments because we had a fight last time I saw her, and she pulled out. Ain't nobody fooling with memes. Ain't nobody fooling with memes. So yeah. Hey, Delisa Dismuke. I know somebody with the last name Dismuke. I wonder if y'all are related. That's not a common. I mean, maybe in some areas that's a common name, but not where I am. I wonder if you're related to the people I know. But yeah, so please, 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 Martin Luther King's birthday is a day of service. Um, for those of you who are off tomorrow, I'm gonna just say, find something that, an active service for somebody tomorrow. Don't have to be anything major. You gotta go to the, you don't have to go to the homeless shelters. You don't have to go to the soup kitchens, but find something you can do that's an active service to somebody else. I mean, maybe your neighbor who doesn't have a car, maybe you can offer to take them to the grocery store. Maybe you could take some stuff to I like to take my nicer clothes, like stuff that, regular casual things. I take that to Goodwill. But my nicer clothes, I like to take to women's battered women's shelters. Now, the one that I deal with post COVID, a lot of the rules have changed for obvious reasons. And of course you cannot go directly to the shelter because it's private. But you can look them up online and um you can find places to donate. A lot of shelters and stuff have wish lists, and you could just order something off of Amazon and have it delivered because post COVID, they're just not letting as many people come into a lot of those facilities. But again, you could just go online and find a wish list for a shelter and just send them some items. And usually they want like basic stuff, tissues, cleaning products, toilet paper. They need stuff for the shelters, snacks for the kids. So I ain't saying you have to do anything. I'm just saying if you want to do anything. Hey, what's up, Chloe? My girl, what's up? I be trying, child. The Essence Aesthetic said, I'm getting some rest. That's it. I deserve it. Listen, mental health, you gotta take care of your mental health. Did you hear about yes, the statue in Martin Luther King's honor in Boston? I did. I don't have a picture of it, but it's the embrace, the very famous picture of him and his wife hugging, and they made a bronze statue and they unveiled it in Boston. For those of you don't know that he went to Harvard, so he spent some time in Boston. So yeah. Tracy said that it's 114 people in the room, but we only have 56 likes. Can we please get that to 100? I'm gonna be greedy. Can we get it to 100, please? I'm gonna be greedy. I just donated clothes and shoes for a teen boy and a preteen girl and men's women to a shelter here for women, furniture and house stuff. Yeah, I mean, again, doesn't have to be anything major, but I'm just saying it's a day of service. So if you have time, if you find time, again, you can do it from your laptop. You can go on the wish list. If I had the name of the shelter that I'm trying to, if I can think of it before, it's in Virginia, but I don't remember the name of it. But the shelter that I go through with my organization that I'm a part of, we give to them a lot. So yeah. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so there's that. All right. RIP to Grandma Holla. For those who do not know who she is, she became a viral sensation over to the TikTok, and of course it's spilled out. She was in her 90s. I do not have the exact age. Mims, what was her exact age? But she passed away. Her family announced her passing on yesterday. But I'm gonna read you guys a little bit. Grandma Holla was a social media personality who went with the username at Lottery Frap and Daughter and Laugh, on TikTok. At the moment, she has over 800,000 followers. People loved her videos for her hilarious and honest responses to any questions that she was asked. Her first video was posted in August of 2021. Since then, her reactions earned her several followers who love watching her content as it brought a smile to their face. So she was one of those people, like, if y'all saw any of her videos, like, she would just say whatever. Like, you asked her a question, she would listen. If you ain't want to know the answer, don't ask her, okay? If you didn't want to know the answer, do not ask her. Her death was confirmed by her family in a video. The family revealed that she had passed away peacefully at 5 p.m. on January the 15th. So, and they will let us know information on her passing. But y'all can check her out. If you Google Grandma Holly, you can find videos. But yeah, she was definitely, older people just don't have no cut cards. And she definitely didn't have none. And you pretty much anything they asked her child, she had an opinion. She had something to say. So um she loved McDonald's frappes. Yeah. So rest in paradise to her. Gangsta Boo was laid to rest this weekend in a funeral. And some people were criticizing the fact that DJ Paul was not there. DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia. Now DJ Paul came down on to these good internet streets and told y'all to mind y'all damn business. That's what DJ Paul told y'all to do. DJ Paul said he paid for the funeral. He said, don't worry about where he is. He paid for the funeral. He said, I'm on tour. And even if I was not on tour, I don't do funerals, okay? But I paid for it. I made sure that she was sent home in style. So don't worry about why I'm not there. That's not your business. That's what he said. Now, that's what he said. He said that's not your business. He said mind it. He said mind it. I think that I can understand why people wanted to know why he wasn't there. I do. I mean, I definitely can understand why people want to know why he wasn't there. I do. I can understand it, but I can appreciate his response and saying that, I paid for the funeral. Leave me alone. He said I'm on tour, and even if I wasn't on tour, I ain't coming because I don't do funerals. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't do funerals either. I don't do unnecessary funerals. Like if it's a family member, if it's somebody that I absolutely, I knew and loved and all that good stuff, I mean, obviously, yes. But please know, if it's somebody that I did not know like that, I'm not one of them people that go to the friend of the friend of the friend I met at a party one night at the club. I'm not that person. I need to know you. We need to have exchanged some words. We need to have been at a cookout or two together. We need to have gone on a vacation or something. You need to have, like, I need to know you. I just don't like going to unnecessary funerals. I just don't. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's just me, though. That's just me. These people are getting on my nerves about the whole grieving process and who's paying what. Stay out of folks' pockets and business. Exactly. What's up, Tracy? Hey, I got both my Tracys here. Exactly. I just feel like people need to, again, I understand why the question was asked, but again, I can appreciate his answer. I can appreciate his answer. I ain't gonna lie to you. Congratulations to Chrissy Teigen and John Legend. They have had a baby boy. We know that she announced her pregnancy. Now, Chrissy Teigen has been laying low. She's not on the social medias like she used to. She's not posting like she used to. She's going through her own, growth and journey. After she got exposed for being a cyber bully, and she gave us the whole I was drinking, I'm sober now, I'm living a better life, yada, yada, yada. John Legend did announce it. We know that they suffered that horrible miscarriage a few years ago. And John Legend announced it at a private concert that they had their baby boy. So congratulations to them. I wish them well. Yeah. I don't have no beef with Chrissy Teigen. I mean, she used to be down to the internet saying a lot of stuff, but hell, who the hell don't, child? I mean, my thing was I wasn't mad because of the people she was trolling. Don't get me wrong, it's not good to be to cyberbully anybody, but she was cyberbullying people that I probably would cyberbully. So now I don't cyberbully because I just don't have the energy or time. Okay. But I could understand why you were cyberbullying some of these people. But anyway, she don't have time now either because she's on a bigger and better. She got stuff going on. Okay. Uh All right. Told y'all these stories are gonna go by really quickly today because it's just not. I mean, I have a few stories that we're gonna sink our teeth into, but Keisha Cole is another person that told y'all mind y'all business. Now, Keisha Cole, for those who do not know, Keisha Cole is in the process of filming her biopic. Okay, she is playing herself. I never think that's a good idea, but that's my business. That's not, nobody asked me, but I just don't think it's a good idea for you to play yourself. But okay. Um, hey Francois, how you doing, my love? I just don't not Bully B. Lord, y'all done pulled out the Bully B. You know what? I ain't doing this with y'all. Now, Keisha Cole is being criticized because they said that the fans are saying they don't like the way that Frankie is being depicted. First of all, how do y'all know? Y'all have not seen the movie. The trailer ain't dropped. We haven't seen no first looks. We only know the woman who's playing her mama. How do y'all know how her mama is being depicted? That's number one. Y'all are assuming that y'all know what this is going to look like for Frankie. Y'all don't know. That's number one. Number two, I don't understand what y'all talking about. This woman went above and beyond and really, really did try to help her mama. Now, when she saw that it was toxic, she walked away. And I don't understand why y'all got a problem with the fact that she realized she created a monster and she walked away from it. Frankie and Neffy, they loved that reality show life. They loved the attention. Keisha was like, it's too much, and I gotta roll. Hey, Aaron, what's up, my love? Hey, hey, hey. And so as a result, Keisha said, listen, what y'all not gonna do is tell me how to tell my story. Y'all not gonna tell me how to tell my story. This is my story. I lived with that woman. I had to deal with that woman. Do y'all not remember that the first season of Keisha Cole reality show? Because I remember, because I watched the first season. The first season of her reality show when she was living in that apartment down to the Atlanta, and she still had the manager, the young black guy was her manager. I don't remember his name now. That's before Frankie was even in her life. Frankie ass was still in jail. Are we gonna stop pretending like Frankie didn't even raise her? That Keisha was raised by other people because Frankie couldn't, because Frankie was out there in them streets. Like, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like Frankie was the perfect mama. And that's not the story that Keisha's gonna tell because that's not her story. Now, we can love the memory of Frankie. We can love all of the laughs that Frankie gave us. But if we're being honest with ourselves, if y'all are being honest, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people who mad. If y'all are being honest with yourselves, then y'all will be honest enough to say, Frankie entertained us because she was doing crackhead shit. We loved Frankie because Frankie was entertaining us doing crackhead shit. Let's go on and just call a thing a thing. Let's call a thing a thing. Y'all liked Frankie because Frankie was out here doing crackhead shit. Y'all didn't have to live with Frankie. Frankie wasn't y'all mama. So Keisha want to tell her story. First of all, I don't even understand why we need the story because I thought we saw it because we saw it on all 15 seasons of her reality show. But somebody clearly wanted to see more of it. I don't know who, but somebody did. Y'all can't tell that woman how to tell her story. Y'all can't tell that woman how to tell her story. Right. Right. See, the people in the chat agree with me. Thank y'all. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Y'all always want to sit here and get mad at somebody else telling their story. Y'all ain't have to live with Frankie. Frankie, I want y'all to go back and look at some of them old episodes of Keisha Cole and see how Frankie was acting. And y'all ask me if that's what y'all would have wanted for y'all mama. And that's no disrespect to Frankie. She was a troubled woman who was dealing with some demons. Okay, we've all seen it. Unfortunately, she was not able to kick those demons, and she unfortunately passed away. But we're not gonna sit here and turn her into Mother Teresa. That is not what we're gonna do. Chloe, I might have been exaggerating. I don't know if it was 15 seasons. I don't know if it was 15 seasons. I know it was a lot. It was more than it should have been. That's what I do know. Because after Keisha Cole left, then they messed around and gave Neffy and Frankie their own reality show. I don't know. And y'all not going to sit here and tell me that y'all did not tune in to Frankie and Neffy's reality show to see them, one, act like crackheads, and two, argue. That is all they did. Neffy and Frankie, all they did was act like crackheads and argue. That is it. That is all they did. I went to a concert and literally I was so close I could see Frankie in the wings watching Keisha. She loved her daughter. She just suffered from addiction. Absolutely, she loved her daughter. And I believe that with every being of my soul. I believe she loved her daughter, but I also believe that she could not kick that addiction. And Keisha tried. Keisha put her in rehab. Keisha took care of her. Keisha tried to give her a better life and get her out of that, out of a certain environment. Y'all remember that time Keisha was out there looking for Frankie? Frankie had disappeared and she was down in the hood looking for Frankie. See, I'm going to need y'all to go back and look at some of them old shows. Go back and look at them old seasons. Y'all don't remember Keisha driving around the hood of LA looking for Frankie ass? Y'all need to stop. And when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. You know. I agree with you, Really B. Frankie was a mess. She was funny, but she was a mess. Yeah, she was hilarious, but she was a mess. Exactly. And I wish she could have gotten herself together. Like, we all want that to be the end of the story. Don't we all? Like, for every person that has tragically died of an overdose that we love, we all wanted that to be the story. I remember, baby, I mean, it's been a lot of them. Obviously, Whitney Houston probably being the first person I think of. But I remember Amy Winehouse. Oh, my God, that hurt me to my heart. I wanted to see that girl get clean so bad. That girl was so talented. I love Amy Winehouse. I love her music. I was so hurt when she died. I said, damn. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the list could go on and on and on and on and on. But I just remember that. Whitney, but Amy, she was so young and she was so talented. I watched an old interview with Frankie last week and she said, my kids don't acknowledge the good, only the bad. Like, I birthed them, carried them 9 months. I was waiting on the good and that's all she had. Well, I'm sorry she felt that way. Hey, L Love. Hey, anybody else that came in? We got 190 people in the chat. Okay, shout out to the 190 people. If y'all could hit that like button on y'all way in, I appreciate it. Oh, Prince hurt me to my heart because we never heard about Prince. Like, Prince's addiction was women. Like, who knew Prince had a drug addiction? I never knew. Never heard of it before. Yeah, Amy said, listen, not only did Amy say she didn't want to go to rehab, Amy said that her daddy told her it was okay for her to get drunk. I mean, get high, child. I agree, Dewana. I agree. A lot of addicts, that is reinforced by the attention they get. I get it. And like I said, we could do this all day. Like, we get into a whole list of people who were gone too soon from, addiction. I mean, people in our personal lives. It don't have to be celebrities. People in our personal lives. We always want to see them get it together. We always want to see them fix it, So anyway, all I'm saying is, at least wait till the movie come out before y'all start criticizing people. Can we wait until the Keisha Cole movie come out? First of all, who watching it? Because y'all get mad and y'all ain't even going to watch it. Who going to watch it? I probably watch. Well, no, I'm telling a lie. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not because I just feel like I've seen it. I don't feel like there's anything in the story that I haven't seen on some level. I may not know all the specific details, but I feel like I got a pretty good idea what happened. I'm just saying. Yeah, I didn't know Ricky. Aaron, me too. Until the New Edition movie, I didn't know Ricky had a drug problem like that. Heath Ledger. I didn't. I was lying with Prince a few times a week, and he was manager. I ain't doing this with Tracy. I ain't doing this with him. Just lost a cousin. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I've lost some friends and family in my lifetime, so I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying, y'all can't tell that woman how to tell a story. That's her story, And that's why sometimes biopics are hard, because when people are still alive and you're telling your story, a lot of times people don't want to see how you saw that they treated you, right? Because people always want to think the best and think that they were the best thing that ever happened to you. People don't want to see how you treated them. And so biopics are hard when people are still alive. They're hard, you know. The clips on social media will suffice. Child, listen. I think it's coming on BET. Is it BET or Lifetime that's doing it? It's probably BET because Keisha Cole has a long history with BET. It's probably BET, but I'm just saying, I don't care. I just think I don't care enough. I have a lot of. I'm sorry, Morgan. I'm not laughing at what you're saying. I have a lot of crackheads in my family on both sides, allegedly. But Frankie and Whitney were my favorite. I ain't doing this with y'all. Not they was my favorite. Hey, Kels, how you feeling? It's probably gonna be on Tubi. Not Tubi. You know what, Chloe? I probably will end up watching it for y'all. I probably will end up watching it because I didn't want to watch the daggone Wendy Williams show movie, but I watched it for y'all. See, that's why I'm telling y'all I be loving y'all. Because y'all get me to watch stuff that I wouldn't be watching normally. But I probably will watch it for y'all. But I'm going to tell you what, y'all going to get a good 30 minutes out of me. And if Keisha Cole get on there and it's some bad acting and some bad wigs, and I'm not doing it. I'm telling you, I'm going to tap out. I'm going to tap out. The Wendy movie was better than I expected. I will admit. The Wendy Williams movie was better than I expected. The Salt and Pepper movie was actually decent. I ain't gonna say it was great, but I'm gonna say it was decent. The Wendy Williams, the Salt and Pepper movie was decent. I still feel like there were certain things that I feel like because again, it was them telling the story. So they ain't gonna give us a lot of the down and dirty. Although they told us, they did tell us some stuff that I don't think a lot of people knew. They did give us some. Oh, now a Jodeci biopic, and I think they would be honest. I think a Jodeci biopic would be cool. I think they would be honest about everything except for, I don't think Casey would be honest about his relationship with Mary J. Blige, only because of how much of a celebrity she is. I don't know if he's ready to be honest about that relationship. But I think they'll be honest about their addiction because they've been very public and honest about it. You know, they'll be honest about the group issues because that's been very public. But I would definitely watch a Jodeci biopic. I would. My reviews are the best. Oh, thank you, Dewana. Thank you. Supposedly the new Whitney Houston movie is good too. I just, you know what? I can't. I can't do another Whitney movie. Now, I was told that this movie was very honest. They gave credit to Robin being a part of her life, being in her life. I'm maybe in another year or so, I might be able to do it, but I am oversaturated. Maybe if I hadn't looked at, the Whitney, the Whitney Houston the Whitney and Bobby movie. Maybe there just hadn't been so much Whitney. I just can't. I'm not ready. It's too much. But it does look like the best one. I'll be honest. From the trailer, the Bobby and Whitney one was funny. The Bobby and Whitney one was good. But all the other ones, it does look like it's pretty good. And again, I may watch it one day, but I just can't do it today. Today's not the day. I was young to know what happened between Casey and Mary J. Blige. What happened? If it comes on TV one day, I'll peep it out. So Casey and Mary J. Blige dated early, like at the beginning of their career, before either one of them were really superstars. And they were both at the time, both of them were getting high. Like they were both very much out there drinking and getting high. And both of them have admitted it wasn't weed. They was getting high. Like they was, doing cocaine and that hard drugs. And he was very abusive to her. He was very physically and mentally abusive to her. And I just don't know if he's ready to be honest and tell that story. Y'all, I told y'all this before. Y'all may not remember. It used to be a show on Lifetime called Intimate Portrait. When Lifetime used to have TV shows and didn't just show movies all the time, it used to be a show called Intimate Portrait. And they would do, it was basically an unsung, but it was for women. But it was all women. Like they had, it wasn't just black women. They had white women, then women. But it was really good. It was really, really good. And I used to really like Intimate Portrait. And they did one on Mary J. Blige. And that was the first time that I had heard Mary J. Blige admit to hard drugs. That was the first time I heard her admit to doing hard drugs. And she also talked about, she wouldn't talk about Casey, but they talked to her mother and her sister. And her mother and her sister talked about it. And I'll never forget, her mother said, because she had a house in New Jersey, and her mother said that he would keep her in that house and he wouldn't let her out that house. He kept control of her. And I remember her saying, you would treat a dog better than the way he treated my daughter. I will never forget her saying that. Because again, this was years ago. I mean, this might have been when Mary J. Blige, My Life album was out. So this was 20 something years ago. And I will never forget her mother saying, you would treat a dog better than the way he treated my daughter. I will never forget that. But now Mary J. Blige has been open about that, and she's talked about the fact that it was abusive. She's talked about that now, but at the time she wouldn't. Back then she didn't say anything, but her mama and her sister did. So did. I remember that. Hey Cat, y'all. You know what, Cat? When I was sitting at the airport, I said I didn't get a picture with my cat. When I was in Houston, y'all, I met the cat's meow. And me, for those who don't know, it's a lot of new people here. Y'all got to go back about 2-3 years in the Really Be tribe. Y'all remember the Justice League, and y'all remember my baby, the cat's meow. And I had a chance to meet Cat down in Houston, and he's so sweet. And we had such a good conversation. And I didn't forget some of the stuff we talked about. And it was so good to see him. Oh, it was so good to see him. And I was so mad. We were so caught up in just talking. I forgot to take a picture with you. So, but I could not believe. That's why she used to wear shades all the time, Cherie. She said that. That's why she used to wear. If you go back and two reasons why Mary J. Blige used to wear shades all the time. One, because her ass was always high. And two, she has a scar on her face that she used to be very, very self-conscious about. You notice she would always have her hair covering up one side of her face, or she would have the shades on, or a scarf or something, or she would keep her head turned. She has a scar. She may have gotten a scar. She may have gotten it taken care of by now. But if you go back and look at the old Mary J. Blige, she had a scar on her face. And she was very self-conscious about that scar. She got it in a fight, child, out in them streets fighting. But she was very self-conscious about that scar. But she used to wear shades because her ass was high all the time. Yeah, she sure did. But she's a lot more open about it now. But back then, she didn't really talk a lot about it. But she's a lot more open about those things now. I loved Intimate Portrait any day now. Listen, let me tell you something. Somebody told me that Any Day Now is on. I think y'all told me it was on Tubi. Not Tubi. Where did y'all tell me Any Day Now was? Any Day Now was. Y'all told me where I could find it. It's on Roku. Did y'all tell me Roku? It's on one of those streaming, but not one of them. It's one of the smaller streaming platforms. Y'all told me it was on there. I'm telling y'all now, when I get done, if I ever get done, when I'm trying to get back regular with my throwback, with my retro reviews. But once I get done with the retro reviews and get them, and get done, Any Day Now is on my list of a retro review because I loved that show. Do y'all hear me? That was my show. I loved Any Day Now. I was so mad with Any Day. Any Day Now, it has sort of reached the point where it needed to go. Pluto, maybe Pluto. Okay. Any Day Now had reached the end of its story. Like, it had reached the end of its story. But I was so mad to see it end because I love that show so much. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, we have 217 people in the room, but we only have 129 likes. If y'all could please hit that like button, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. That is listen. I don't be asking y'all for super chats and cash apps, but could y'all give me some likes? I appreciate that. Just send a link. I will once I find it because it's on the list. Somebody asked me to do the West Wing, so I think the West Wing is going to be hard to review, but I'll do the West Wing. It's gonna be hard though because there's so much and there's so much history and constitutional law that happens. But I'll attempt it. I'll attempt it, but it's hard. It's just like when that's why doing The Wire is so hard. I'm gonna finish The Wire, but it's hard. Melrose Place, ooh, I don't know about Melrose Place because I ain't like Melrose Place. I never liked Melrose Place. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to put that one on hold. I'm gonna have to go back and research. I don't know. Yeah. What's up, Jonathan? That was Below. Yeah. You here for Any Day Now? Yeah, I love Any Day Now. All right, let's get into some of this other stuff, child. So, oh, Meek Mill got a full pardon. So those who don't know or don't remember, Meek Mill y'all remember he had a lot of legal problems, a few years ago, and I think he was even in jail for a minute. But he has gotten a full pardon. His record will be expunged. The governor of Pennsylvania, who Meek Mill has done a lot of work with over the past few years, has given him a full pardon. So, listen. Congratulations to you, Meek. That's all I got. Congratulations to you, Meek. I can't do Oz. I'm gonna tell you now, I can't do Oz. I cannot do Oz. Listen. I used to watch Oz. And let me tell you, after that man sat on that man's face and proceeded to use the bathroom and made him open his mouth, I can't do that. I can't do Oz. Ain't no way in the world I can review Oz. No. Can't do it. Now I watched Oz, but I know I can't review Oz. It was just too. It got too raw. Nope. Couldn't do it. Sorry to freak. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry to gross y'all out. I should have edited myself, but no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I watched it, been there and done that, and then after they killed Adebisi, I was like, well, what we gonna do now? Adebisi is gone. Once Adebisi was gone, it was just downhill from there. It's on Crackle and Plex. Okay, Crackle. It's on Crackle. Okay. Hey, House of D. Okay. Sex in the City, maybe. I maybe could do Sex in the City. Sex in the City, I didn't appreciate until reruns. I did not watch Sex in the City in real time. I found Sex in the City on Netflix. I'm talking about old Netflix when you said to get the DVDs. I started watching Sex in the City on Netflix. I didn't watch it from the beginning. All right, y'all. We can talk about that because right now I ain't even halfway done with the ones I'm doing now. But I'm trying to get my life together and get better. I'm trying to get my life together, child. All right, let's talk about some of these bigger stories that did happen over the last couple of days. We got Tim Bay versus Bobby Lights and Just Brittney. Isn't it Just Brittney? First of all of these listen, how do I say this without being disrespectful? I could probably do I could do girlfriends because baby, I have critiques for all of the women. I could probably do girlfriends. I could probably do the game. The first game, not after it came back. After it came back, it was stupid. So for those who do not know who Tim Bay is a comedian. He was real big on Vine, it was viral on Vine, and then he was able to sort of parlay that into other social media, real big on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. And he's become like a full-on comedian. People know who he is, and he's out in them streets. Okay. So he had a show last night. Okay, he had a comedy show last night. And Bobby Lights was supposed to be there, and so was Just Brittney. Now, Just Brittney is a rapper who at once upon a time was on Love and Hip Hop. I think she signed to Rick Ross's record label now, or she was, or something like that. Tim Bay is Sharice with the wig. Well, yeah. The first time I was introduced to Tim Bay was when he was on the Queen's Supreme Court. I didn't know who Tim Bay was because I never did Vine. I didn't know who T.S. Madison was from Vine. I found out who T.S. Madison was through YouTube when she was doing the Queen Supreme Court with Kaya. Like, I didn't know these Vine people. I never really watched. I never downloaded Vine. I never got into Vine. I didn't know nothing. I mean, I didn't know nothing about Vine. Unless it made its way to Facebook. Because at the time I was on Facebook. I don't even think I was on Instagram back then. Or if Instagram was around, I don't even remember. I think Instagram is what would put Vine out of business, right? And Instagram was sort of, or no, was it Snapchat? Was it Snapchat that sort of took Vine out? I think it might have been Snapchat. So he had a show last night. Now, after his show last night, he had a table or a seat set aside for Bobby Lights and like a VIP seat set aside for just Brittney. Both of them were a no-show. Now, let me say this. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay. Not what I thought it was. Okay. I thought I had something I was going to like, oh, wait a minute. It's not what I thought it was. Hold on. So here is where the Critics' Choice Awards are tonight. See, I don't be knowing about these award shows anymore, child. But here's where taking a break, cooling off, waiting about 24 hours. Here is why social media is a problem. Tim Bay was upset. I understand you being upset. I get it. I understand you being angry. Tim Bay went on his social media and basically proceeded to cuss Brittney out and Bobby Lights because he said, I had people waiting. First of all, you said, let me read you his statement because I'm not going to play out what he said because he's cussing every other word and all of that. But I'm going to read you what he wrote. Now, y'all know how I do with these Instagram press releases. Okay, first of all, it's written in all caps. So we're going to start there, that it is written in all caps. Y'all already know how I feel about my punctuation. Okay? Y'all already know how I feel about my punctuation. But let me go. My blood cousin, Cuzzin, just Brittney +1 and Bobby Lights +3 said they was coming to my show. So I guess he's saying that Brittney said she was bringing one person. Bobby said he was bringing 3 people, which would bring a grand total to 6 people. If I did my math correctly, that's 4 + 2, 6. That's important. Hold that number because it's important. Hold the number because it's important. Okay. Now, mind y'all, I had oversold my show to the point that we had to turn away. I think he meant to say turn away because he said turn over. But I think he meant away. 60 of my fams, FAMZ, that were willing to pay $450 for tables. So y'all know my feelings were hurt by that. Now, first of all, there has not been not one period in nothing I just read, y'all. Not one. No period. No comma. No nothing. But let me say something. First of all, sir, you oversold your show. Now, I understand you being mad that they didn't show up. We're going to get to that in a second. But you oversold your show. And it was 6 of them. You still would have had 54 people that you would have had to turn over. In your words. Not turn away, but turn over. But okay, I'm going to keep reading. Yeah, okay. Now, I don't know if your feelings was hurt because you think you lost $450 or if your feelings was hurt because you had to turn away your fans. But whatever. This is not a complaint. It sounds like it about the money. It's the fact that I made room for them and even accommodated their celebrity request of best seating. With that being said, disrespectfully, the both of them delusional, cocky. He said disrespectfully, I forgot that part. He said F. F them, F both of them delusional, cocky puppets, and they are blocked. From the bottom of my heart, I apologize to my fams that got turned away last night due to overcapacity regulations. Then he said, y'all gonna respect my shit now that I'm independent. So F just Brittney and Bobby Lights, hashtag disrespectfully. Y'all, listen, listen. Here's the point, in my opinion, where he needed to calm down. You don't know why they didn't come. You didn't know why they did. You don't know why they didn't come. Now, just Brittney said, because then he tried to say, well, you were at the Future show last night. So he was mad because he thought that they stood him up to go to a Future concert. Now, just Brittney said, I didn't even go to a Future concert. If you go back and look at Ken's Dollhouse page, those pics are old. But okay, cool. She said, you didn't even call me to find out why I didn't come. Now, Tim doubled down on that shit. He said, okay, fine. You wasn't at the Future concert, but I don't really care. You weren't there. And she said, well, you didn't even give me a chance to apologize. He said, listen, you know me. I don't do apologies. So it's F you forever. You know how I do. Oh, did I forget to mention that Tim Bay and Just Brittney are cousins in real life, like blood cousins, like they family members, like they are connected, like they are blood family. Did I forget that part? Sir, you couldn't call your cousin. Now, I'm not even going to bring Bobby Lights into this because I don't care. But that's your cousin, like blood cousin. You couldn't have called her before you went down to the social media and cussed her out. Because when I ain't going to let y'all hear it, but when I tell y'all y'all see him right there, he is cussing her out. Do you see him? He is cussing her out. You couldn't have called her first. Now, granted, she could have called him to say she wasn't coming. But I just feel like all of this could have been avoided if you just picked up the phone and one person called another person. Like, I don't know. But when I tell you that cracked me up, then they was on live arguing because you know they had to go down to they was on live arguing, child. And he said, you looking stupid just like your teeth. I was like, what are they doing here? Like, what is going on? Oh, God. Yeah, these people, I just can't with these people. I can't with these peoples. I just can't with these peoples. Okay. So that's the Tim Bay, Just Brittney, Bobby Lights of it all. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and there's no disrespect to any of those people I just met. Well, I guess it is some disrespect. But I'm sorry, but ain't none of y'all A-list. I want to know who the hell was paying $450 to see Tim Bay. Well, he did say for a table. So if it was 6 people at the table, that's still a lot of money. That's still a lot of money. But it's not a ridiculous amount of money to go to a comedy show. It's not a ridiculous amount of money. But, sir, even if they sold them seats, you still sold too many tickets for that venue. So that's on you. He recently did another video saying he done with her. She blocked 1 strike. Right, that's what I'm talking about. That's the one where he was like, oh, well, you know me. You know I don't do apologies. And I'm done. Yeah. Oh, child. It's 220 people in the room. What's my like count looking like, mods? What we looking like? We got over 200 people? Please and thank you. I hope we got over 200 people in the room. Please and thank you. 200 likes. I'm sorry. Oh, God. I can't. All of that rah-rah for being a no-show. I just want to know if he was funny. Like, deal with the people who were there. Again, the problem is, I think he was more concerned I think he was more concerned about the fact that people was going to talk shit about the people that got turned away. And again, you can't take that out on everybody, but okay. 164. Can we get to 200, please? If you've come in and you haven't hit that like button, if you could please hit the like button, I appreciate that. To be honest, it took me a while to not confuse Timbe and Zachary Campbell as the same person. They do look familiar. They do favor each other because I thought Zachary Campbell was Timbe at first too. They do very much favor each other. They do. Love you. Goodbye. So that's the Timbe Just Brittney. First of all, I don't even remember Just Brittney. She was like on one season of Love and Hip Hop. Like, why y'all be remembering these people? And I don't mean no disrespect about that. But why y'all be remembering these people? She did like one season of Love and Hip Hop. Did anyone watch the Bishop's Church? I did not. I never watched his church service. I don't want that in my head. Like, I'll talk about the silly stuff he does, but I am not gonna entertain him pretending like he delivering the word of God to me. No, I can't. Nope, not me. Not at all. I'm not playing that game. We're not playing them kind of games in my head. I'm not playing those kind of games in my head. No, ma'am. Hey, what's up, Remain Teacher Boy? I love your name. I love your name. Okay. All right, let's get into this Jaguar Wright situation, and then I'll give y'all the update on what I know about Tasha K. The whole situation today. We'll get there. Jaguar Wright. For those who do not know who Jaguar Wright is, is a singer, very talented singer, who, by her own admission, suffers from mental illness. If y'all remember "Song Cry" by Jay-Z, if you remember the Jay-Z Unplugged, which MTV, I need y'all to bring Unplugged back. Unplugged was great. Unplugged was everything. We got some really good stuff off of Unplugged, but moving on, that's another conversation. But if y'all go back to Jay-Z's Unplugged, and if you go back to his live version of Song, that is Jaguar Wright tearing the house down. Okay, very talented singer. But unfortunately, over the years, she's become more famous for the things that she has said in her viral rants than her music. She made comments about Summer Walker. If you guys remember, she's the one that said she knows that Summer Walker has been abused. Just by looking at her, she know that look. She's the one that talks about Diddy and all of his exploits. She's the one that talked about Tevin Campbell and how he was forced to be gay because he was in the industry. She's the one that made comments about Jill Scott sleeping with all of Philadelphia, and about same thing she said about Erykah Badu, which, well, Erykah. But she's just, we know that there was a big thing a couple of years ago with her, Tasha K, and Storm Monroe. Storm Monroe's interview with her went viral after him and Tasha K fell out. And then Storm Monroe and Jaguar Wright, they fell out. And then that went viral. It's been a lot with Miss Jaguar Wright. And it's really sad. And like I said, by her own admission, she deals with mental illness. So it's not just me making this, I'm not just saying, oh, she's crazy. I'm not saying that. She has said that she deals with schizophrenia and bipolar. Yeah, she's put a lot of stuff out there. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say that everything she's saying is a lie, because she has a view that I don't have. She was in the industry. She did tour. She was very, very much, she was part of the Roots crew. If you guys remember from the Philly, from that Philly crew, she was a part of the Roots crew. And she was very good friends with a lot of them. So, hey, what's up, Leo? You did a reading on Miss Wright? Put the link in the chat, Leo. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do the link. Send me the link. I'll put the link in the chat, or one of my mods. If y'all could go to Leo's channel and find the link, or DM it to me at Instagram, and I'll drop the link. If y'all want to see, y'all know Leo is that's my nephew down here. Him and D, and Aaron. Those are my nephews down here. And y'all know Leo is a psychic, so he does readings on celebrities and stuff like that. And so if y'all want to hear the reading that he did on her, I'm gonna get y'all that link. Um, okay. Tracy said send it to her on. If you send it to her on Instagram, and her Instagram is that. If you find, you can find her on Instagram like that. So send her the link. She'll drop it. Um. So let me just read y'all a little bit about what happened. She was arrested. I did all that so we could get into the fact that she was arrested last night. Okay, now I'm gonna read y'all a little bit of what had happened. Because the footage has gone viral of her. She was arrested on DV charges. She actually was assaulting her husband. So let me read y'all a little bit of this. Some shocking footage released online recently shows police arresting Jaguar Wright for an alleged domestic dispute. Moreover, the video comes from the R&B singer's husband, who filmed the incident and shared it on social media. According to her husband, she and an ex-cult member named Solar came to the barbershop he was at. During the altercation, they fist fought, and Wright allegedly dumped some of her son's ashes. Furthermore, in the video Wright's husband shared, he explained his side of the story. Before that, in the video, you can see authorities taking the singer away. Now, there it is right there. Thank you, Tracy. There's Leo's link right there if y'all want to check out his reading on Jaguar. Um, the alleged cult is Carbon Nation. So allegedly, this woman that she was with was a member of Carbon Nation. Okay. She came up here and assaulted me while I was at the effing barbershop, he said. Her and effing Solar came to the barbershop, bruised me, assaulted me, throwing ashes out the car, calling N's and B's and hoes. Somebody else called the cops on her. I can't calm her down. And again, the video is out there. I'm not going to show it, but the video is out there. Now she did have a son that passed away. And they're saying that he's saying that she allegedly threw the ashes at him at the barbershop. Last we heard of Jaguar Wright in the news, she made some damning accusations of assault against her ex-partner, Common. Oh, yeah, she used to date Common too, child. From what, that's the one that accused Common of assaulting her. Y'all remember that? Okay. I be forgetting all this stuff. But yeah, she accused Common of assaulting her. That was her, if y'all don't remember. From what Wright's husband explained, she's been very involved in alleged cult behavior with supposed members. While police took her away, he aired out his frustration with her proximity to another circle. Again, he's talking about Carbon Nation. I never caused this to my wife, he stated. She did this to herself, hanging out with cults. Well, he said mother effing sex cults. They both effing drunk as F. Later, he explained an incident that happened the night before where they fought over However, it seemed they called the cops for that incident as well, although it's the only account we have of the incident. Please pray for her. Her husband pleaded in the video. Please, please, please pray for her. Pray for us. I don't know why she did this, bro. That being said, in another video from Wright herself, you can see a small part of the fight between Wright and her husband. As multiple people, both from the barbershop and close to each party, try to intervene, you can hear the argument between everyone. Afterwards, the singer gets back to her car, calling out her husband's entourage and asking for Solar. Also, the video shows her throwing what seems to be ashes as she mentions him, her son's ashes as she mentions him. Whatever the case, people in the comments are hoping that she gets help soon. Allegedly, she was taken to a mental hospital on a 5150 hold. That is allegedly. I do not have the proof of that. That is what I was told. I was told she was not taken to the police station, but she was taken to the hospital. So we're going to pray on that. Again, Jaguar Wright is not somebody that's probably on the top of everybody's radar, but she's been out there. If you Google Jaguar Wright on YouTube, if you put her name in YouTube, a million videos will pop up, okay? She has been all up and through. Did you see her son speak out? Which son? Because I know she has more than one child. I didn't see a video of her son speaking out, though. No. Yep. It is sad. It's very sad. I'm out of the loop. Honestly, I don't really pay a lot of attention to what Jaguar Wright says. Not to say that I don't believe that she's got some information that we don't have, having been in the industry, but I don't think that everything she says is accurate. I think maybe some stories are exaggerated. I think maybe some stories are just made up. But do I think that some of her stories are true? Sure. But how do you know which ones? How do you pick and choose? How do you know what, you know what I'm saying? How do you know which ones to say are true or not? Like when she sat there and she sat there and said that she knows that Summer Walker was assaulted because she could tell by the look on her eyes. Summer Walker was like, "Excuse me, ma'am. First of all, I've never talked to you. I don't know you. Me and you have never had a conversation. And no, I'm good. I'm I'm good." Now, this was a couple of years ago before Summer Walker. This was a couple of years ago. Right, Kelly. I feel the same way. I feel like there's some truth to some of the stuff she says. Like, I don't think everything she's saying is a lie. And I definitely will respect the fact that she has a point of view that I don't have because she's in the industry and she probably has seen things, right? She probably does know things. But do I think that everything she's talking about is valid or true? Not so much. She is very angry, and her mental illness goes unchecked, doesn't help. Yeah, yeah, very much so. I mean, she says, like, I mean, just think about a female Kanye. You know, the crazy, I hate to use the word crazy, but the outrageous statements that Kanye West makes. Think of her as a female version of that. You know, some of the things she says are just very outrageous. Okay. Some of the things that she said about Whitney is not true. Well, I think some of the things she said about a lot of people isn't true. But do I think that some of what she said is true? Yeah. But again, how do you pick and choose? Hey, dark chocolate latte. Hey, love. You know what I'm saying? How do you pick and choose? You just don't. You just don't. I hope we have over 200 likes. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. If you have not hit the like button, can you please do that for me now? We're going to get into this Tasha K situation, and we're gonna head on out. I do think I'm gonna do a live um Real Housewives of Potomac. So we'll be back at about between 9 and 9:30 for hey Andrea, how you doing, my love? I was just talking about you the other day. In a good way. Me and Peace were talking about trying to reboot the ladies night. And we were talking about you. We have 195. Okay, 5 more people. Whoop whoop. Thank you, Leo. Let's get 5 more likes, please, and thank you. So here's the update on what's going on with this whole Tasha K. Larry Reid situation. Okay, this is what I had. This is the best of what I got. Okay, now and also there was a situation with Tasha K. and Noseybystander. So we're gonna talk about that. So first of all, for those who do not know what's going on with Tasha K. and this Larry Reid situation. Oh, you a new subscriber? Mwah! Thank you so much. Welcome, y'all. The tribe, y'all welcome Kelly. She's a new subscriber. So take everything Jaguar says with a pinch of salt. All right. Tasha K, as you guys may or may not know, Tasha K did an interview on the young man that's accusing Larry Reid of misconduct. She said it's going to be a 3-part series streaming on Tasha K, her TashaK.com app. If you want her app, then you got it. She said that it is a 3-hour. She said that there's going to be 3 parts. First part is this Sunday. Second part is next Sunday. The third part is the Sunday after that. She said the first part was 3 hours long. I don't need 3 hours of none of that. I don't think the only episode I do want to see is she said that she'll be dropping the receipts in the last part. That's the only part I want to see because she claims that she has indisputable receipts. Those are the receipts that I want to see. I'm just going to be real with y'all. Those are the receipts that I want to see. I do not want to hear this young man, and it's no disrespect to him, but I do not need to hear him tell his story again because I've heard the story, right? So I don't really need to sit through 3 hours of Tasha K's version of the story. But I do want to see his receipts. I ain't gonna lie. I do want to see his receipts. Now, Larry Reed said on Armand Wiggins that he absolutely will be suing Tasha K. He said that he will be suing Tasha K. He said that he will be refiling his lawsuit against the accuser, and that he will be seeing both lawsuits to the end. And that's what he said. That's what he said. And I believe him. I believe he's going to file a lawsuit because he knew this was coming. I mean, Tasha interviewed this guy a couple of months ago. She told us he interviewed, I mean, it's not news that she did this interview. Larry Reed said that he had a conversation with, now he said all this publicly. I ain't saying nothing he ain't said publicly. I mean, I don't know him to be saying nothing, But he said on Armand Wiggins that he had a conversation with Tasha. And I don't know if Pam is still here or not, and Pam may or may not want to give an opinion on this anyway. But he said that he spoke with Tasha, and he told Tasha that these accusations were not true. Something else he said to her, and that if she went through with it, that she would be, I think something to the, I'm paraphrasing. This isn't a quote, but something to the effect of, if she went through with posting this information, that she would basically knowingly be putting false information out. And he said that he specifically had that conversation with her because you have, we know that the burden is to prove malicious intent. You have to prove malicious intent, meaning that, you had to knowingly know that what you're putting out there is a lie. But if there's any, but I think even with him saying that, Tasha K can say, hey, I talked to this young man and I believed his story, that he brought me receipts. Now, whether, again, I don't know what those receipts are yet, so I can't speak to that until I see them. But I will say this. From what I understand, and I know people going to be in my comments because, child, they be in my comments. But from what I understand, so far, all of the receipts that I have seen are in favor of Larry Reed. Now, that doesn't mean that young man doesn't have receipts, okay? That doesn't mean that he didn't. And I wasn't there. I don't know what happened between Larry Reed and that boy. I don't know. But what I do know is all of the receipts that I have seen are in favor of Larry Reed. Now, I don't know. Like I said, he might have a smoking gun. According to Tasha K. Now, Tasha K did a live yesterday, and she said she ain't scared of Larry Reed, and she's not scared of his lawsuit because she has indisputable receipts, and that her receipts are foolproof. They're ironclad, and she believes that 100% this young man's story, and she believes that her receipts are, or that his receipts are ironclad. Now, I feel like she said the same thing about Cardi B, but okay. Like I said, I just want to see the receipts at this point. So I guess I got to wait 2 more weeks because the receipts are in part 3, I think she said. I'm almost certain she said the receipts are in part 3. I don't know what the hell she could be talking about in part 2. I don't know what there's left to say. A 3-hour interview. What is there left to say next week, ma'am? She did the same. She said the same thing about Cardi B, and we all know exactly. She bet on her children's life that she was going to win her lawsuit against Cardi B. And again, we know how that happened. I'm sorry, but some of this young man's story is sketchy. Well, let me say this. Again, from what I've heard and from the receipts that I've heard, and I've talked to somebody who is sort of familiar with this situation. He lives down in that area where all this took place. And you know how people gossip. He's in the church community. So he's heard, again, everything that I've heard, it's in Larry Reed's favor. Everything that I've heard offline, people tell me stuff that I'm not always at liberty to repeat. But everything that I've heard is in favor of Larry Reed. And y'all know that I'm quick to believe the victim. Y'all know how I feel about victims. So I'm not going to say that this young man was not violated because I don't know these people in real life. But I am going to say that based on what I know, the receipts lean in Larry Reed's favor. That's all I know. But I truly believe Larry is undercover, though. He just don't want the church to go against him. I don't think he's undercover. I think he's been very. I mean, he said, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of undercover is. I don't think he's undercover. I don't think he wants to come right out and say he's bisexual. But I don't think he's undercover. I think he's been very clear to say, hey, I've had these experiences voluntarily and involuntarily, but I married a woman and that's kind of what I chose. That's what I like. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? He backtracks. Yeah, I will say this, but I also feel like that's people's business. But but you're right though, Kelly. I do agree that I feel like, because he said something when he talked to Armand that made me feel like that maybe he is close to maybe being bisexual, but doesn't want to necessarily say the words. If y'all go back and listen to when he was on Armand Wiggins, I think it was Friday, he was on Armand Wiggins. And Armand asked him point blank. He said, so are you gay? Are you bisexual? And Larry was like, well, I forgot what his answer was. He didn't say no. He said, I want to say he said, I don't want to answer that, or I'm not going to. I don't remember what he said, but what he said made me feel like the answer was yes to the bisexual. That's what it made me feel like. But I think he's been very candid in saying that I have been with voluntarily and involuntarily, but that, I'm with a woman and yada, yada, yada. Scorpio Queen said the accuser is lying. His story's changed many times. His story has changed a lot of times. Let me tell you something. I remember, and I know it's Law and Order, y'all. I know it's Law and Order, but Law and Order is based, y'all know Law and Order is based on true stories, because this was a true story. This happened at a school. I can't remember the name of the school now, but it's happened at a school where these kids accused a teacher. And all of these kids told this story, and all of these kids' stories sounded so on point. But I remember, and they come to find out later it wasn't true. I remember a Law and Order episode where these kids accused a teacher at a school of violating them, right? And it wasn't just one kid, it was a couple of kids, right? It wasn't just one kid. And y'all know, when it's a child, we react first and then we investigate later. So they arrested the teacher, they were investigating, the parents were all in an uproar. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But then as they started investigating the student's story, the student said that it happened in the shed behind the school. There was this shed behind the school, and they said that it happened at the shed. And all of the kids told the same story. It was like maybe 3 different kids, maybe 4. All of the kids said, oh, it happened in the shed behind the school, And as the police started listening to the stories, all the stories started sounding the same, right? All the kids were telling the exact same story, word for word. Kids don't talk like that. The word for word, the exact same story. So when they finally went out to the school and they finally went to investigate this shed behind the school, child, the shed had a lock on it that was rusted because it had been on there so long. And when they opened up the shed, it had cobwebs and dust. Nobody had been in that shed for years. And so I say all that to say this. We always want to believe the victim, but we have to investigate. You can trust, but you got to verify. And I'm not saying that, again, I don't have a dog in this fight. I think people think that I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't know Larry Reed. I don't know nobody. I don't know these. I don't know Larry Reed. I don't know Tasha K. I don't know none of these people. Okay. I don't have a dog in this fight. But I listen to the evidence. And so far, all of the evidence that I have heard. Now, I will reserve my opinion until I see what Tasha K presents. Now, I want to see what Tasha K claims is this smoking gun. I want to hear and see what she says is this it's going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Larry Reid is guilty. I want to hear it. That's all. And if I hear it, y'all know I'm going to be honest with y'all, and I'm going to come down here and tell y'all. I'm going to say, ooh, y'all. Ooh. But I also consider the source. And Tasha K's track record, honestly, ain't that great either. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely caught Tasha K in plenty of lies. I mean, plenty of lies. I know that's the one thing, is that her story keeps, the young man's story keeps changing. First he was 14, then he was 15. The story keeps changing. That I know. That I know. But anyway, now let me talk about Tasha K and this nosy bystander situation. Nosy bystander, Billy Porter was a teacher. Was that the one with Billy Porter? Because I remember the one with Billy Porter, but was that the one with him? I don't think that was the same one with Billy Porter, was it? Was it the same one with Billy Porter? I think this one was a different one, because the one I'm talking about was Law and Order. Billy Porter was on SUV. The one I'm talking about was a Law and Order episode. And then Billy Porter was the piano teacher, and he was training the kid to be like, it was like American Idol style show. He was there, the teacher for like America, for one of his kids was on American Idol. And he was like a judge and all this other stuff. It was two, because there was Law and Order was the one about the school, and then Billy Porter was the one where he was the music teacher. But it was the same story though. It was the same situation. But maybe it was the same one. But I know one was Law and Order, because I remember Lenny. Lenny was the detective. The one that I'm talking about on Law and Order was Lenny, and it was Benjamin Bratt. They were the two detectives. And then the other one was SVU. But anyway. So today, Tasha K dropped the interview on her TashaK.com app, right? It was not on YouTube. It was on an app. It was on her private app that you have to pay for a subscription. And when, from my understanding, when you subscribe, because I'm not subscribed, but when you pay and you subscribe, when you pay and you subscribe, you have to there's a terms agreement, like any other. You have the terms of service and all of that. And part of what you agree to is that you will not share the information, stream it, whatever, right? That's my understanding. Again, I'm not on her app, but from my understanding, you do have to sign off that you will not do certain things. And that's one of them, which makes sense. It makes sense. She's behind the wall. She's making people pay. It's extra. It's not a free app like YouTube. So it makes sense that you would have to sign off on something like that. So Noseybystander, which is a YouTuber, she was streaming the interview on her YouTube channel. Now, she thought she was covered because she was giving commentary. Now, we know that under fair use, you are allowed to use original content for the purposes of, education, comedy, yada, yada, yada. But you have to give commentary. That's why a lot of times, myself included, when you see us streaming other sources, we have to pause and talk and give commentary. I know for some of y'all, it irritates y'all anyway. It irritates y'all sometimes when y'all see YouTubers, why you keep stopping? Why you keep stopping? Well, we stopping so we can use it, right? You can't just stream something. Abby talks about that on her channel when she does her trailer review. She has to sort of stop and start. I know Mims, he plays clips from Bravo. He has to do the same thing. He has to stop and start, right? So Tasha K dropped down in her live and basically said to her, listen, I have recorded your IP address, and this is beyond YouTube, meaning I'm not going to just stop at YouTube. Like, because she could get the girls, she got a strike put on her channel on YouTube. I told y'all this before. You can get a strike on your channel for violating the terms and policies of YouTube. And if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, then YouTube can take your channel. Or if the violation is so egregious, YouTube can take your channel anyway. So she filed a claim so that the girl has a strike on her channel, but she also said that she is going to sue her in small claims court. And what she said was, we are recording the amount of people that you have in your live, basically saying, so let's say she had 200 people in her live. That is potentially 200 people that was getting a service for free that everybody else has to pay. What's the amount that you got to pay for her app? $19.99 a month, $12.99. I don't know how much it costs because again, I don't have it. But let's say it's $12 a month for Tasha K's app. So what she's saying is $12 a month times the 200 people in your live or the 300 people in your live. That is my loss of income. That is what I lost with you streaming it. And she said she's taking that girl to small claims court, child. I said, ooh. Now, I'm going to say this. Never listen, believe people who say, I know for a fact I've got the money or I just want to cut away. Right. I just want to cuddle. That's the biggest lie I ever told, that I just want to cuddle. Hey, Kyrie, how you doing? Now, I'm going to say this to y'all. I ain't mad at Tasha K for that one. I may not like a lot of what Tasha K does, but Tasha K has a total separate app that you have to pay to get behind the walls. And there's a reason why she puts things on that app. If she wanted it on YouTube, she has a YouTube channel. And if you signed off saying you would not do that when you agreed to get a subscription to her channel, then you're wrong. As much as I, wanted to sneak a peek at that interview and not pay for it, I ain't gonna tell nobody's lies. If I had seen it before, because the girl she ended up shutting it down. But if I knew she was over there streaming it, I ain't gonna lie and say I wouldn't have watched some of it. Now I'd be telling y'all a lie if I said I wasn't gonna watch none of it. But honestly, she's not wrong. Tasha K's not wrong in this one. Now, I mean, we can call her. Y'all know I be fair about stuff. I look at stuff I take things on a case by case basis. And on this one, she ain't wrong, y'all. I'm sorry. She ain't wrong. So I hope that young lady, I hope her channel doesn't get snatched. I hope YouTube doesn't take her channel down. She probably just got a strike because her channel is still there. I went and looked. Her channel is still there. But she might have got a strike on her channel. Tasha always says you can use 1 minute apiece 3 times in a video. Yeah, Tasha has been very clear about using her content. She has. And again, you don't have to like it. But if I had a separate app that I was making people pay for and it was information that I wasn't putting here on YouTube. Plus, ever since she launched her app, she has been saying she would bring the hammer if anybody stream her content. Right. I mean, you can't listen. You ain't got to like Tasha K. You don't even have to like what she does, but you can't be mad at her for saying, listen, I don't want people. And especially if you signed off on that. If you signed off and said you wouldn't do it and you blatantly did it, you're wrong. Period. She's not wrong, so that girl can get it straight to Cardi. She's not wrong, so that girl can give it straight to Cardi. Tasha's not wrong, so that girl can give it. I think that's what you're saying, Melly. Larry said Tasha K made over 10 grand in just a few days on that Patreon channel. Yeah, he said he helped her set up her Patreon, and she was making a whole lot of money. Cardi just want her money. Now, she owe Cardi that money now. Now, listen, again, I can separate what I'm saying. She wrong and she need to go on and pay Cardi that damn money. Now that she need to do. But that still don't have nothing to do with this girl streaming her stuff. I'm sorry. That's 2 different things for me. That's me, though. Just for me, that's two different things. Right. Just watch it, take good notes, and do your Now, that's what I would have done. If I had gotten Tasha K's app, and if I did have 3 hours of brain cells to give to this situation, I would have watched it. I would have taken notes, and then I would have just came back and gave y'all a live and reviewed it. Don't I always do that? And what do I always tell y'all? If y'all want the whole story, y'all can go watch it yourself. But I'll bring it to y'all. I'll give y'all the, the Cliff Notes version now. But I'm not doing that either because I didn't have 3 hours to do. I didn't have 3 hours to give to that. I just didn't. Now, like I said, I do want to see the receipts. And I have had somebody that I'm cool with, that I know that has the app, who said that they will allow me to watch it when that episode comes up. That's all I want to see is the receipts. All I want are the receipts. And when I find out what the receipts are, I bring it here to y'all. I bring it here to y'all. Baby, I was there. Nosy knows, but she knows she was wrong. She has her own content on Roku. She wouldn't want somebody to take her content and put it on YouTube. I don't even like Tasha, but she's right on this. Exactly. I agree. I'm not a big Tasha K fan, but again, she's right. I'm sorry. She's not wrong on this one, y'all. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. But again, I'm not going to stream it. But when I find out what the receipts are, I will tell y'all what the receipts are, and I'll let y'all make your own opinion. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to believe and what not to believe. I'm gonna tell you what the receipts are. I already know what some of. I ain't gonna say I have all of what Larry Reid is saying, but I know some of Larry Reid's defense that's out there. That videos have been made. Contra TV did a video last night breaking down the receipts, and I'm sure that's not all of Larry Reid's receipts, but I think that's a chunk of them. So when I see what Tasha K's receipts are, I'm gonna bring you what Tasha K is saying. I'm gonna bring y'all what Larry Reid is saying, and y'all make y'all decision or make y'all have y'all opinion, however that goes. Okay. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here. I have to eat my dinner and watch the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's 234 people in the chat. I will be back at sometime between 9 and 9:30 to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. So meet me back here. And please hit the like button on your way out. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. He's gonna go live. He said he's gonna go live after the football game. The football game just went off. The New York Giants football game literally just went off. He said he was gonna go live and talk after that. So he'll be live. But child, all he gonna do is talk about Tasha K and what's going on with Tasha K. I ain't watching, with Larry Reid interview again. I'm not interested in I'm just not interested in this interview because I feel like I've heard that story before. Now, once I see the receipts, then that's what I want to talk about. I want to hear the receipts. I don't care about none of the rest of this. Anyway, let me get out of here, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.